Welcome back to another adventure. Today I'm out at another mine up along Money Creek and gonna check it out here and hope to be able to get up to the mine, although I hear it's all locked up by a claim owner. So we'll see what we can find, what we can get into, what we can't get into. And we're starting here at the lower tram station. There's some cool stuff down here. And started out with looks like an old building or something. There's a bunch of metal roofing along in here, and there's some other cool stuff right up and around the corner, so we'll check it out for you guys. All right, so the first thing we see here past I think that right there was where the metal roofing was and everything. There's some tram cable here in these little drainage. And then we start in on some of this kind of stuff. So this was probably an end cap for a generator. There's a couple of them up here, and they say Westinghouse on them. I was up here the other night, and it was a little too wet to really look around. Got some sort of metal contraption there, and some more down here, right there, along with some cable and stuff. There was there's looks like a piece of timber with some sort of bracket on it, and then I think that's probably a piece to a stove. I'm sure if you dug around in this little drainage here, you'd probably find quite a bit. There's another probably piece of stove there. And there's a bunch of timber and stuff here. There's that bracket there. And then this bracket here almost looks like it was a skid of some sort. The way it's kind of curved along the front edge there. Wind's blowing pretty good. I think I'm hearing a tree creak over there, but we'll see. So there's some rail, and then, like I said, this big bracket here that looks like it was a skid or a ski of some sort. Probably not, but it has that look about it. And then we've got another end casting here for one of the generators. So we'll go ahead and head up through here. There's a bunch of ventilation pipe or whatever along here. Then we get up to here where the tweakers have stolen all the copper out of this winding here. There's another one over here that used to be the generator. That's kind of cool. I didn't see that last time. So there's a coupler, actually made out of wood. It's a bunch of plates there made out of wood. So I'm not sure what that was all about, but God, it sure sounds like a bear, but I'm pretty sure it's a tree. This Westinghouse type S number 7, and then it says Westinghouse down here. Yeah, pretty sure that's a tree. I don't know if you hear that, but it's pretty creepy sounding out here. So this is one of the generators. Still kind of got the body on it there, and one of the ends. And then we've got a bunch of different stuff here. I'll kind of zoom out. And so this and that may have been some part of that. Maybe that's what those rested in or something. But they don't look like they're heavy enough for like an engine casting or whatever. I did see this, which is pretty cool, kind of ironic actually. So we've got a piece of track here from a tracked vehicle. There's the rest of it there. It's kind of balled up right here. But I was kind of curious after I saw this on whether it may have been off of a certain piece of machinery from another mine that's in the general area, but it would have been quite a haul to get it out here. So I'm not sure what that was from or not, but this guy here was a Pelton wheel. A little different design than that other Pelton wheel that we saw at another mine, but it's got that same basic principle there, where a nozzle would have shot water at that rather than just a stream of water pouring down over the wheel. It would have had a nozzle that sprayed into that wheel to give it a little more velocity and power and everything. There's another generator or motor housing there. Another one up there. There's another one right there. They had kind of some slides on them to adjust and everything. So, and then there's a big old motor right up there that I'll get around to. I'm going to head back out this way so I don't have to trample on a bunch of stuff or get wet. But there's the armatures for a couple of the motors. I didn't really see anything down over the edge here that was that big. I'll take another look here though. Got a bunch of little metal scrap and stuff, but no other machinery. So I'll head up and around the corner there and we'll take a good look at that motor and everything. All right, we are out here up at the top now. I'll kind of go back over what I was looking at over here. There is a big foundation here, and then like I said, there's a couple of these motor or generator housings that have the slides on them to adjust them there. That would have tightened up and kind of taken up the slack in the belt or whatever. Here's a little better look at this Pelton wheel. It is all cast iron, so the pieces kind of overlap here. This side's obviously broken out of there, but so the reason that has that angle there was to better shoot the nozzle into, and kind of puts all the force right in the middle. We've got the hub here. I don't think that it says anything on any part of it, but pretty cool. So like each one of these cups is replaceable, just bolted to the central hub there and everything. So come up here, and there's one of the timbers there. Oop, zoom back out there. One of the timbers from the upper tram station or lower tram station and powerhouse and everything. Bunch of them here. I think if I remember right, the Forest Service burnt this down in the 60s or 70s, which is just right up their alley, I guess. Got some sort of grizzly here. I was looking at the other side, and it looks like it saw some use because it's all kind of wore down there in the middle. But little odds and ends stuff here. But the main thing, get around to the other side here, where I got the sun working with me instead of against me. So there we go. We've got the 3-cylinder diesel engine, which for how big this thing is, it's kind of surprising. But there's the connecting rods there, and then the crankshaft on the side there. Not sure. Oh, that's like lead or something maybe in there to balance it. Kind of cool. But even the oiling for that's interesting. Oh wow. So there's the liner in there with the piston and everything. And then this tube, see if I can, that tube there is the oiler for the mains. That's pretty cool to see. Looks like somebody was trying to disassemble it. There's the cap bolts hanging out there, I think. But and then of course the front has the, there we go, has the injection pump on the front of it and everything. So pretty cool. It's got a maybe that was for the air or something, maybe not. So there's the camshaft there. Looks like some push rods have been stolen out of it. And there's a lever there. Pretty cool. Looks like they ran her hot. And blew apart the exhaust manifold there. But huge flywheel. That's the size of it there. Like the other stuff, there's not any markings that I've found that would identify it, serial numbers or maker's name or any of that there, but there are a bunch of plates missing from the sides here and everything. So pretty cool thing. And of course we got some more bodies for the electric generation or whatever, but it kind of looks like about it for this site. And I'm gonna go ahead and start working my way up to the mine, I guess, and see if we can get up there today. There's some other exterior features of the mine I think that are worth checking out up there. So nice little waterfall down here and everything, but we will catch up with you here shortly. Okay, after a little scramble, I've made it up to this road grade here, and wanted to point out, you see these what look like they could have been railroad ties or whatever, but these are actually part of the roadway here. Not sure if that's all of it, but so what they called that is a cedar puncheon road that they laid down, I guess just to kind of sturdy up the road, but it was just cedar split planks or whatever that would have lined the roadway on the way up here. So I'm just kind of following this now, and hopefully this will get us up to the mine. So I'm following this trail up, and it looks like it's largely following the old tram, because there's a tram cable there, there's a cable here, a little smaller cable, and another one over here. I'm not sure how many cables they actually had strung up and down the mountain here, but so that's kind of what I'm following along right now, is all the cable and the trail. But like I said, you can tell we're headed in the right direction. And oh yeah, there's one of the tram, so this was one of the tram stations actually, and the intermediate station, I guess. I think the cables just would have been draped into those. Not sure how that worked exactly, but that seems to be pretty much all that's left of it. There's those brackets, and a couple of cables over here, and some odds and ends stuff. So I'm going to continue on and see if we can't make it up to the mine today. All right, I am making it pretty close up to the number 4 adit now. Luckily there's this rope, because this stuff is super steep and comes down, I don't know, I think I'm like 50 feet up here or so, and it drops off when you get down to the bottom. So definitely not a place you want to not be paying attention. It's going to be fun getting back down this. Well, you know, like I said, luckily there's a rope here, but I did get to the top of this rope here, and there's a old wheelbarrow wheel, pretty cool old one, and so that's tells me we're getting somewhat close. So I have to get up that way. I think there's another rope right around the corner there, because it's getting and staying pretty steep up here. So I just taking my time and trying to get up there. So pretty great view right before I dipped into the woods here. So all right, I'm up here at the waste pile, the upper tram station, all that, and there is, let's see if I can ski this thing down the hill. There's some odds and ends stuff there, roofing and timbers and all that good stuff. And then we've got the rail here. We've got a completely obliterated ore cart. You can see the dump latch there and everything. We got the tram cable here. Boy, it is really up here. Let me pop up over. Oof. Yeah, there's some odds and ends. There is a see if I can balance here without falling. Swivel, I think, for a ore cart there. Looks like a bunch of rail up here. So I'm sure there's plenty of stuff down in that valley there too. Holy crap. Starting to get a little windy up here today for some reason. Hopefully that doesn't affect my audio too much. So we've got, oh wow, that's a heavy, so that's probably that, yeah, because you can see where, get around the other side here, you can see where it broke off right there and there, and then right there and there. So I'm not sure if this was one of the carts that used to be in the mine, but axles, you would have gone right there. So kind of an interesting heavy iron base for that thing. We also have the bull wheel. So this was the upper tram tower, and there's the bull wheel there. Looks like probably a brake linkage there. Here's the brake band. It would have had wood in there to rub around the outside there, and get up to the top here and take a better look at it. There we go. So yeah, so the brake would have been this side, and then the cable would have been on this side, and you can see there's looks like some sort of rubber fabric or something to help grip the cable and everything. So that's really cool that this is still up here. And then of course there's a little wheel here. I'm gonna get back down here, and a little guide wheel there for the small cable, and there might be another one in here somewhere, but really cool that this is all still up here. We've also got a stave pipe here, the wooden staves, and then it's got that coil wrapped around it. Really cool that it's in such good condition up here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up over the hill here and see what else is left. All right, so it looks like down here wasn't the only cool stuff. I've got part of somebody's boot, miner's boot there. That looks like fire brick. Yeah, it is. So I'm not sure whether they had a little smelter up here or what, I've got a bunch of tools up here. There's an old wrench there. Looks like some pieces from a cast iron stove, some drill steel and stuff, and like a big old hacksaw piece there. Might have been a bow saw, I guess, for cutting timbers or something. What we got here? That's kind of an odd one. Weird looking hook on the end of it there. Not sure what that arm there was for, but we've got a basically idler pulley or a tensioner for a belt there that probably ran the tram up here. Looks like probably a chute gate door there or something. Another little something there. There's all kinds of mangled metal and stuff up here. That right there, that's the hanger for one of the tram buckets. I'm kind of surprised there's not a tram bucket up here. It kind of wanted to see along the way whether there was any tram buckets along that cable, but it was a little bit too much to follow the cable the whole way. We got a bunch of rail here that they've taken out, and got a plane flying over at the moment. Bunch more rail here. So it looks like they were running two different sizes of rail. That one's a little bigger than this one, and then they've got some even bigger rail there too. So this has completely collapsed. Let me see, make sure there's nobody in there. Ooh, might be a pack rat or something. Not sure, but this used to be a bunkhouse, actually, made out of a culvert. And gonna go ahead and head around the corner here, kind of follow this little Mind to Market road or trail. Oof. Ha, yeah, you don't want to get over there. Oh yeah, we are perched right up on top of a cliff here, real steep country. So definitely don't want to make a wrong step up here. Looks like it might get kind of crazy right here. There's that. Whew. There we go. All right. Should be a mine back here. I think it's locked up by the current claim owner, and has been for quite some time. Another little bunkhouse. Oh no, that is the mine there. Yeah, okay. Huh. Well, I wonder if it is still locked up. I'm gonna grab a flashlight out, but this is the entrance basically. Grab a flashlight out and make sure it's not accessible, and if it is, we'll check her out. I check this out. There's part of an ore cart right there too. Might be off that other one, and so decided to take a look at this. Like I said, I know there's a current claim owner, but he's obviously not working this adit here. And there's a little hook probably from an ore cart as well, but this has been pretty well collapsed and is pretty obvious that nobody's working in here. Take a look in here. It's not a very big adit. The size of it is pretty good size, but it's not very long. and may have even been later workings. There's a bunch of wire here from blasting caps and stuff, but haven't really seen any blasting caps or anything like that. So that's about it. It goes kind of underneath that stream outside, and so I figured it was open, so I'd check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and respect any gates or anything that I come across, obviously, but this is all public property, and as long as I'm not mining, or interfering with mining, I'm not doing any harm. So I will take a look around a little more. All right, guys, wind's still blowing pretty good up here, so I'll try and talk loud so you guys can hear me. Guard the microphone there, but what we're looking at right now is the waste rock pile to one of the other adits. I believe it's the number 3, because we were down at the number 4 site, was at the tram, and so there should be, and I think it is number 3 here, number 2 up there or something. They're really close together, and I believe they attach internally, so we'll see. It's almost not even visible anymore, but on Google Earth, Google Maps or whatever, you can see the waste rock pile up here too. So really cool little basin here. They call this a lake on the map, which maybe in April or May or something, it's a lake. But so my next stop should be right up there, and we'll show you what we can. So I didn't make it too far. I found this little kettle. It's got a ring on the side there. Looks like, not sure how that all went, but definitely cast iron the way it just shattered. There is another another little pot there, and it seems like I ran across a can that was pretty well deteriorated, so would have been quite the place to live up here when they were mining and everything. So really cool. It took me a little bit to find a good route up here, but then once I did, it wasn't too bad. There's one trail that'll kind of get you. You get out there so far over the waterfalls, and it kind of cliffs you out, and so I found another route up. But there's another. Oh, I almost want to put that by the other ones. I'll put it up on this rock and put it with the other stuff on the way back down. But there are some random timbers and stuff. I can't tell if that's, oh no, that's a rock there. So yeah, I just headed up this way, kind of looking around. There is some miscellaneous debris up here that I wanted to show you. So kind of looking around. There might be some metal up that way too, but something right up there that we'll probably show you. And just making a quick scan, I don't really see anything else that jumps out at me, so we'll catch up here shortly. A little further, and still not to the adit yet, but I noticed this one's got some cable run through some holes there, so I'm not sure if they were trying to use that as an ore bucket or what, but there are pretty much everything up here. There's a couple more. Where are they? Right there. And another one up there. But yeah, basically everything metal out here. I've seen some barrels. So, not too exciting. All kind of newer barrels. There is a drill bit sticking up over here. We'll check that out because I think it's a tip drill here. So, oh yeah, nice big sawn timber there too. Yeah, this is one of the, oh nice. Come on, focus. No, over here. There? No, just doesn't want it. But yeah, it's just one of the chisel tip, or the cross tip or whatever, with this veining here. I'm not sure if that's kind of tells the story on when it's from, but probably pretty old. Here's some nice, here's a nice specimen right there with some pyrite and stuff in it. There is a sign down there that says, from the claim owner, that says that picking up surface samples is okay. There's what looks like probably part of a shovel there, and another drill steel, maybe some strap iron or strap rail, and looks like that's about it. So now we'll see up there. All right, so I made it up here. Right down in there is where that little lake is, and then the water falls down to the other stuff is right over in that V-notch. We did come across this should be the number 3 at it, and like I said, this is a current active claim, and so we won't be going in this one. It is gated off, and I'm going to respect that. He's got a bunch of timbers up here, and then this, we've seen that now some other mines. A little keg, I believe that's what the track spikes came in way back in the day. They'd come in barrel or little kegs like that. Not a whole lot as far as old stuff. There's some, like I said, timbers and stuff that he's been using to re-timber the mine. I don't know. It looks like these have been sitting out here for a while, though. I don't know whether he's still currently actively working in here or not, but must be the wind blowing something in there. Got a little bit of metal scrap and stuff. Something's knocking. But so yeah, this is the number 3 at it. I'll just pop in here into the entrance and show you. Looks like he's got it all wired for electricity, and notice authorized personnel only. Got it all locked up, and that's about as far as we can. Let me zoom in here. About as far as we can see in there. It looks like there's something covered in a white tarp and stuff. So like I said, danger, collapse, hazard, loose unconsolidated rock, overlying, result in your death. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so this is all the improvement work that he's done out here is pretty impressive. He's got timbers cut and lined and everything, and he's been over the years doing some work in there and stuff. So it would be cool to be able to do a tour of the inside at some point, but that's not today. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop up there to the number 2 at it and check it out, check out the site and everything, and I'm sure he's probably got that gated off too. So we'll, like I said, we'll respect it and just do a site visit this time. Other than that, that little empty adit down there, which I'm sure he's not too concerned about. But so I'll pop up there and show you that up there too. I'm up above here now. The number 3 was right down there, kind of where on the other side of that little bush there. You can almost see the waste rock pile. A little bit of metal debris and stuff. There is what looks like it was a spillway almost, like it's just big planks that they laid down so they could slide the ore down the hill here. And I did find that this one is not gated. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop in here and check it out. Looks like it was just a stope. It may be a false floor somewhere in here, because it starts with this stuff. Oh, there's air coming down that, so there's something above us too. There should be a number 1. There's no mention anywhere on anything that I've seen of a number 1. This is a good reason to stay out of mines though, right here. That slab is all just hanging there, because obviously that timber's not holding it up, and the next one is holding up its own rock. But yeah, at any time that could slab off of there. Lots of cold air coming down that thing, so I wonder how far up it goes before you hit another adit, or whether it just daylights. So they basically kind of did the same thing as another mine we've been in, where they stoped it up and then built these platforms and stoped up further and everything. But this one, they kind of gobbed it all back closed as they went up, I think. And then this kind of sketchy, but not too bad. So all of this came down from above. Let me squeeze by here real quick. And like I said, there's not much to this one, but definitely worth popping my head in here and checking it out. It does look like it goes down into that lower level, if you were so inclined. But like I said, I am respecting the claim owner's wishes as much as I possibly can, being that this is still public land, and he's not working up here, so nothing, not disturbing anything, just showing the history. So I think that's gonna be it, because I don't see myself scrambling up any further, and don't think it's worth it, even if I did. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next one. Right, so this is pretty cool. I'm headed back down, and I think it's a horseshoe. Not see any holes, but they could be rusted over or something. But found that probably mule or horse shoe, looks like, from way back when. Just kind of making my way back down to this little lake here and checking out some of these rusty spots and everything, and wasn't really expecting to find that, but we just put it there on the rock. There's a track tie, one of the rail ties there, or tie strips or whatever they're called, and then little horseshoe. So